The Midwest Power Series has provided 360 brand excitement for fans at Jackson Motorplex, Knoxville Raceway, and I-90 Speedway this summer. And they're just getting started. Alex Heinert caught up with the man who's been running the show to find out more about the history and future of that series. The interview is this week's Inside Track, presented by Dacotah Speedway.
Greg, the Midwest Power Series began back in 2015. You've been a part of this since the beginning. What drew your interest to be a part of this series?
Well, it started as a series within the series. I was involved, it was basically with the Upper Midwest Sprint Car Series got going in 2009. I joined in right away, and then in 2015, Randy Gregas from the Midwest Power Equipment decided to have a little series within the series, really. And a couple of the memorials and bigger paying races at the end of the year, we kicked some purse money in, and it just grew from there. We didn't necessarily intend to have it points everything, but it did. And we just took it from 2015, moved it forward, 15, 16, 17, and then when Jackson Motorplex reopened in 2018, I kind of took charge of the series and became its director and organized the different races that we had, not only at Jackson, but continued to have at other tracks that we would partner up with, whether it was MSTS, Nebraska 360s, or just go to a variety of tracks. And it just became a little more, a little more as time went by. And really, Jackson, really helped us grow the series.
Yeah, you're involved obviously in a lot of different types of cars all across the Upper Midwest. What makes this particular series special to you?
It's 360 wing sprint car racing. I have, that's got a special place in my heart. I like all. I love the 410s, love the 305s, the non-wings, and like a lot of stock car classes too. I know a few of the old timers cringe when I say that, but the real true tried and true sprint car fans. But I enjoy a lot of different types of racing, but sprint car has been my primary, all the way back to 1971 when I saw my first IMCA sprint car show.
Yeah, this particular series, like you said, has been a series within a series. You sort of go alongside the MSTS series as well. Talk about that partnership and that relationship with that particular series.
Yeah, it really started when Jackson reopened in 2018. MSTS, as well as the Nebraska 360s, partnered up with us at Jackson, and it just became a nice working relationship amongst the three groups. And we just decided to continue. This is our first venture out here to I-90 Speedway in the state of South Dakota to partner up with MSTS. They do a great job with their races, and they're smaller regional series just like we are, and like Nebraska 360s are as well. And it works well to try to partner up and cooperate, work together instead of trying to work against each other, car count wise, and to help promote the sport.
You mentioned the Midwest Power Series, maybe branching out a little bit from Jackson. Now you've drifted into Hartford, talk of going to Huset's, and that's sort of become maybe just the nature, especially of 2020, where so much has kind of gone not according to plan.
Yeah, 2020 is definitely nothing like any of the previous seasons. We're kind of just rolling with the changes, really, is what we're doing. But we got the Huset's to look forward to. Power Series Nationals coming up in the middle of September. We've had one race down at Knoxville already, partnered up last weekend with the Nebraska 360s. We may get another one that's still on the schedule. John McCoy said we'll see if that one runs near the end of September or if it doesn't, And it's just really neat to be able to do, those types of events, bigger events. And that's what really the Midwest Power Series is about. It's not a weekly series in any way, shape, or form. It hopefully gets in 12, 15, maybe 18 shows in a season, traveling around to a variety of different tracks. And especially when we can partner up on weekends like this past weekend, when we were at Jackson and Knoxville, could add a clean sweep bonus in, which, by the way, was claimed by Justin Henderson, and that's well known now. But it's pretty cool because it's been in effect before, and one thing or another, nobody could ever claim it. Well, Justin took care of that.
Pretty special stuff. Yep.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
You mentioned 18 races is sort of the norm, getting up near 20. This year, though, of course, it's not been near that, more than half of that. Just based on how things have been. How challenging has that been for you as a promoter and a sponsor to see races canceled?
Challenging would be probably an understatement. Very difficult would be a real good way of describing that. And it's not that some of these tracks that we've raced at don't want to race. Mm-hmm. Circumstances in especially the state of Minnesota prevent them from drawing a full crowd. Therefore, we have a pretty strong purse, and we have no intentions of going too far, in a backwards direction purse-wise. And so those tracks, as much as they would like to run some of these memorial events that we've traditionally had long running, working relationship with the track, and they're long running events, just not possible this year. I've been in contact with different promoters, and we're kind of talking about 21 already, you know, in many different ways, shapes, and forms, and keeping our fingers crossed, as everybody else is, that this environment changes at least enough that we're able to go back to those speedways and run an event again.
Yeah, you mentioned 2021. Assuming that things go back to normal, you can go back to the usual schedule. What does the future hold for Midwest Power Series come next year and beyond?
Assuming we can go back to a more normal schedule, we would look at 4, 5, 6 events at Jackson, probably 3, 4 at Huset's, a couple at Knoxville, a couple at Cedar Lake, and then we would fill in, you know, maybe a couple here at I-90, you know, partnering up with MSTS, Rock Rapids possibly down the road there, Princeton, Ogilvie, you know, those tracks that we've typically visited for a long number of years, back on the schedule again. And that would really round it out to, you know, mid to upper teens. That's what we're shooting for.
Fun to see this series continue to grow both in scope and popularity. Greg, thanks again for the time. Best of luck with Midwest Power Series moving forward.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.